As we take a look at the tail of the tape for this bout, scheduled for 3 rounds in the lightweight division, 35 and 33 respectively for Hai and Fodor. Jason Hai 156, Fodor 155.6, and a slight reach advantage for Caros Fodor. Both men come in with exceptional records, 11 and 5 for Fodor, 20 and 6 for Jason Hai. Once again, the rules of the Professional Fighters League: no knees to the head of a grounded opponent. Fighters considered grounded when 2 parts of the body other than the feet are on the canvas, and a 10-point must system based on aggression and cage control. We now send it inside the cage in Jasakuro.
Here we go, fight fans. This fight is brought to you by Geico, an insurance company for your car and more. We are scheduled for 3 rounds in the Professional Fighters League lightweight division. And now introducing on my right, fighting out of the blue corner of the decagon. His record, 11 victories, 5 defeats. Standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, weighing 156 pounds. Fighting out of Seattle, Washington. Introducing Caros, the Future Fodor. His opponent across the decagon, fighting out of the red corner. His record, 20 wins, 6 defeats. Also standing 5 feet 9 inches tall. Also weighing 156 pounds. Fighting out of Kansas City, Missouri. Presenting Jason Hai. Your referee is Josh Rutgers.
So Josh Rutgers going through the final preparations with these fighters in this lightweight division bout, scheduled for 3 rounds. Caros Fodor will be in the black trunks with the red trim, and the camo trunks belong to Jason Hai.
Judges ready. Judges ready. 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 Begin.
Almost feel like Caros Fodor should be wearing the camo trunks. A 6-year veteran of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi. Our thanks to him for his service. But now the battle is on against a very game opponent in Jason Hai. Wow, speed is going to be a big factor in this fight, huh, Randy?
You don't want to blink with these guys. They are very, very quick. Both guys action-packed. Jason Hai, wrestler from Nebraska, and you're seeing that takedown skill there. Fodor saying he wanted to come out, keep him from taking him down, actually score the takedown himself,
right,
and test Jason Hai's chin. We haven't seen that yet, but it's still on early in this fight.
Take you on board in cage cam inside as you see Jason Hai with the dominant position right now, and he'll go to work with those short, quick elbows.
See him staying clear, keeping his head clear, not allowing Fodor to tie him up and keep him down in that position. Now he's looking for an arm triangle. He's got a submission position if he can transition. He gets to mount. He's going to cross all the way over to that side and see if he can slide those hips down and secure this arm triangle. Fodor could be in trouble if he allows it, but he's turning, doing a nice job of countering that position.
And we apologize for the technical difficulties in the area because of the lightning and the rain. We'll get those sorted out here live.
Jason Hai, full mount, landed some big shots on Caros Fodor.
And Fodor
now half guard. Fodor doing a nice job with an elbow escape, getting to half guard, able to protect himself. Now we see a front choke. Oh, he lets it go. You can see the sweat now already, only a minute and a half into this fight. So this guy's feeling the humidity a little bit. The air is thick with it, even though the rain has let up a little bit. It's still pretty moist out here.
So if you're Caros Fodor right now, you're in a world of hurt. What do you do to get out of here? Because Jason Hai is relentless at this point.
He's really, right now, Hai is controlling the tempo of the fight. Fodor is having to react to him, having to fight out of submissions, fight out of positions. He's got to continue to circle that left underhook. You can see come under there, and find a way to scramble and get up off his back.
See the little cut over the left brow of Caros Fodor. As Jason Hai continues to impose his will and just not giving Fodor any chance.
There's the scramble.
Slight opportunity
Fodor trying to use that roll to the legs as a scramble to get out from underneath the Jason Hai. Hai doing a nice job of recovering, keeping his top position. And you can see the sweat on both of these guys. It's going to make it very difficult for either one of them to keep the other one in position.
If you're from the western part of the United States, you have no idea the kind of humidity they deal with down here in Florida. I mean, this is some thick, thick air with some heavy water content. As Randy pointed out, the rain letting up, but the humidity still really high. Temperature still probably well into the mid to upper 80s.
Fodor's got a little cut, doesn't look to be such an issue on his left eye. Blood's running down to the back of his head, not really getting into his vision or affecting his vision. High doing a nice job from the guard. Comfortable staying there and punching, and now passes. Looking to move to a cross-side position. Fodor scrambling to get those legs around and secure that half guard. Now he scrambles to his feet.
Wow. And he
giving up
loses
his
the
back. High has both hooks in now. He's anchored on Fodor's back.
So this is the problem for Fodor now. He's got to risk the opportunity of Jason High sinking in the hooks and trying to choke him out.
Got to be very careful again. Very slippery, both guys. He goes back to mount. High does a nice job transitioning around the trunk. Using that front headlock you see right there to keep Fodor from coming up and scrambling up. Fodor able to do it. High decides to go for the guillotine choke.
Full guillotine.
Guillotine. He must have felt like he had it deep, or he wouldn't have given up that position.
Now here's the question, is there enough sweat and moisture built up on his head that Fodor can just pop his head through, and he does.
It's exactly what happens, and this is the issue with being this moist.
Great scramble now, and a good turn for Caros Fodor, but he's got a minute now to try to score some points.
Seeing that Cornhusker wrestling ability right there come out, gets out from under the bottom, transitions to the top position, does a nice job.
Glad you mentioned Corn, because Jason High is a prolific gardener. I digress, but the guy is amazing. We sit down and talk with him. We thought we'd get full fighting stuff. He wanted to talk about his kale garden, his worms, all the stuff he's done. 2,000 worms, come on.
Well, I hope all that organic greens are going to help him in the third round, hopefully. But
30 seconds to go here. Round number one. This one's scheduled for 3. And now Caros Fodor has it back to his feet. But you got to think about this, Randy. He's been on his back defending and fending off Jason High for the better part of 3.5 minutes.
He has, and he had a little chance there on top. But High doing a nice job scrambling back out and securing top position. He's done a nice job now of standing. And now we break position, and we're in the open for the first time. Fodor pushing the tempo, coming after High.
Trying to steal the round.
Under, takes Fodor's back in the standing position.
We'll step aside for a 30-second break. We'll be back with much more of the Professional Fighters League after this. This is a scene backstage. Brian Foster getting ready for his main event battle with John Fitch. This will be an absolute war on the infield of the Daytona International Speedway here in Daytona, Florida. Racing has been postponed for the night, but the fans just made their way into the infield to watch the inaugural Professional Fighters League live on NBCSN. Todd Harris, Randy Couture, Boss Rutan, and Kayla Harrison with you here on a muggy night in Florida. Round number 2 set to go in the light heavyweight division. Caros Fodor on the right side of your screen, Jason High on the left, and this will be a second round, one where Caros Fodor, I'm sure Randy Couture is going to want to keep this on his feet for a while. I think he's going to need to make an adjustment, not press High so hard that he gives up that takedown and allows High to control him on the ground the way he did in the first round. Jason High, a very good striker, but he'd love to get this thing back to the ground, and again, he goes for the takedown. Right in on great sprawl, but Fodor can't keep it on his feet. Follows through, drives off through his feet for that double leg, and High doing a nice job of following through there. Just looked like Fodor was going to stop that takedown for a second. That second effort, that wrestler's second effort. Fodor doing a nice job of using his feet, creating space, and trying to scramble up now. Let this fight up using the cage. We're going to check this cut on Fodor. Or maybe there was a groin shot with the knee, I think is what we saw. So with 4:25 to go in round 2 of 3,
no coaching on
the official stops the action.
I know you didn't do it intentionally, but be careful, keep them up.
And he goes over and tells Caros Fodor to bring those kicks up. He knows that it was not intentional. A warning to Caros Fodor about the knee, the errant knee. So the rules are he can give Jason High up to 5 minutes to regroup, and just if you're wondering back at home, these guys all do have protection in that region, so there is a cup in place. Just wanted to make sure, you know, exactly. And while it was an inadvertent kick, I've got to think that Caros Fodor is going to benefit the most off of this. He catches wind, the fight's back on its feet, and regroup.
Continue. All right, ready? Ready?
Begin. Back underway.
Whoa, big head kick by Jason
High. Snaps it up high.
You can see the traction issues High's having, and to be able to follow through with that double leg attempt.
Heavy humidity in the area as both fighters search for some good traction on the canvas. And High comes right into our front room as Caros Fodor goes to a sprawl up against the cage, does not want to get back on his back.
Fodor digging his feet in there, trying to put that hip pressure on High and make it difficult for him to find a way up and through to secure that takedown. There he changes the angle, back to their feet. Nice knee by Fodor. And here's the takedown by Fodor. Pulls those legs out.
So we'll see how Jason High does from his back offensively as he fends off Caros Fodor, who is in a dominant position really for the first time in this fight, as we go under 3.5 minutes here in round number 2.
Modified half guard by Jason High, trying to control that upper body position of Fodor and stop him from being able to posture up and land any big shots. And High's toes digging into the chain link there, trying to get some leverage to change the angle here. Neck crank position by Fodor, but slips
just
right
too
out.
slippery.
It is very slick out there. About full guard by Jason High.
At this point, who is the cage benefiting the most? Is it Fodor or High?
I think right now it's benefiting Fodor. He's steering him back into that. It's limiting High's chance to find an angle, to squirt out, to get back to his feet or get back to top position. High could also use this to lean against and find his way up, use it to gain elevation, but not with the closed guard. He's going to have to open his feet to do that. Post an elbow, post a hand, start to find a way to climb up and use that fence to keep Fodor from taking his back.
At this point, it's at the referee's discretion. If he's not seen enough action here in the Professional Fighters League, he will stand the fighters back up as we approach 2 minutes to go here in round 2. This one's scheduled for 3.
See Fodor probably going to try and do enough and stay active enough to stay on top here and not have that stand-up occur. But the referee has got to be looking at this. The pace definitely took a turn.
And there is his perspective on the cage cam.
There, High does a nice job using his feet, creating that distance, scrambling up. Front kick by both guys.
It's like the white flag came out with 90 seconds to go here in round number 2, and the fans come alive as Jason High tries to go for another takedown on Caros Fodor, and he just goes limp, trying to hold himself and his body weight up against the side of the cage. Just almost a rope-a-dope position right here.
It's High's got such a nice duck under. He's smooth, he follows through, he comes up right behind Fodor, and then he secures that position standing, and he's not really working too hard to put this fight on the ground right now. I think he's content, and he catches breath, maintain the dominant position. Now you look to see the hook come in and use that leg. There's the takedown attempt. Unsuccessful. There's a switch to the double. Drives through, uses the fence. Fodor using that elbow, trying to change his mind about being there.
This is not where Caros wanted to be here with 40 seconds to go in round 2. As Jason High has been dominant here in this round. Fodor desperately trying to get this thing back to his feet where he feels that he has that striking advantage.
Jason High content to sit here, not looking to pass. He's controlling the hips of Fodor. Caros trying to find ways to score, trying to find ways to change it a little bit.
The final seconds tick away. And we will see a third and final round. After a 30-second break, we are back to the Daytona International Speedway live on NBCSN. Back in Florida, Daytona Beach to be exact, and this is the Daytona International Speedway, the inaugural Professional Fighters League event. This is the second fight of the night in the light heavyweight division. Earlier we saw Ronnie Marks dispatch Shmelinho Rama in a unanimous decision, and we are now to the third and final round with Caros Fodor and Jason High. So Randy Couture, 2 rounds complete here in the humidity of Florida, and the striking definitely in favor of Jason High.
I think a lot of that striking has come from the top position after the takedowns. I think that there's been some nice stuff happen on the feet, but the majority of this fight has happened on the mat. And it's always a challenge as sweaty and as warm as it is here for these guys to control that position. We saw about a minute and a half of the second round with High on his back. He did a nice job of scrambling, creating space, and getting back into that top position. I have it 2 rounds to 0 at this point for Jason High. See Fodor pressing the action.
Yep.
See the traction issues. Jason High bending and reaching a little for those doubles instead of digging his feet in and driving through his opponent like we saw early in the fight.
How do you fend off a fighter that's determined to get this thing to the ground in Jason High if you're Caros Fodor?
It's a challenge. A guy as good a wrestler as Jason High, that can be a real issue. Using a hand or that front kick to keep the right distance and then setting up shots that score, that hurt, that make him think about moving into that range of exchanges.
Final 4 minutes of this one in the lightweight division of the Professional Fighters League, and it's Caros Fodor trying to score the points now in a dominant position. Jason High has gone into a bit of a cover-up and see if he can escape from here, but you see the blood trickling now onto the canvas. And most damage has been done by Jason High on Caros Fodor over the first 2 rounds, as the pace of this fight has slowed down considerably.
I can't tell if that's coming from Fodor or if Jason High has now sustained a cut. There was a couple of good shots as High went into that double leg position. Fodor content, stay in the sprawl position. High content to hang out underneath those hips and hang on to that single leg. It's going to be interesting to see what the referee decides to do here, but I think you can't decide who's bleeding here. It looks like it might be Jason High.
Jason High. His head is down deep and he looks just gassed at this point, but Fodor really not pushing the pace.
I think Fodor just doing the best he can to not get taken down. He gets aggressive, over-aggressive.
Because High's not letting go of that leg.
High will finish this single leg. He's got to stay sprawled. He's got to keep that hip pressure on the top of High's head and neck. Try and stretch him out. Find a way to break that grip.
Boy, Jason High is relentless on this single. He is not letting go.
He is not going to clear this and get back out of that open position. Obviously, I think he got hurt by a shot there.
Right? Cut. You see the blood on the foot of Caros Fodor, and I think it's only a matter of moments before the referees possibly to stand them up if this doesn't change. And as soon as I say that, you see Jason High trying to. Are you surprised that he's not going to let go of the single and just break?
Well, I think he may be recovering, honestly. Normally, you spend a lot of energy carrying that guy's weight under there, and you know, I'm sure he's got plenty of gas in the tank, but it's not the best place to be.
He's got about 160-pound Caros Fodor backpack now on this upper extremity, and he's sustained a cut. We have not been able to see it yet because he's kept into that turtle position.
There, Fodor breaks. Fodor breaks the grip on the single leg. He's using a cradle, and he's hoping to put Jason High on the mat here and secure top position. Using a little wrestling of his own here, but near side cradle. Using that to control Jason High, stepping over the ankle, crowding him with those hips, hoping to take his base. And there you see the top position established by Caros Fodor.
So coming up on 90 seconds to go, has Caros Fodor done enough this far to, if he doesn't get a submission here, to win this fight?
I think he really needs to turn it up for the next 90 seconds because I think he's down 2 rounds to 1, so he's going to have to do something pretty significant in this 3rd round, even to get a 10-8 round to get a draw.
In case you're wondering at home, yes, that will be cleaned up before the next fight on the canvas.
That's the up and the downside to this waterproof substance. They can go in and mop that up, and now we don't see the blood for the rest of the fights. The downside is the porous canvas absorbs that liquid, but it would also absorb some of this sweat, and there would be less of the slipping and less of the other things that we're seeing with the high humidity here in Florida.
What you're saying, there's a lot of DNA on that canvas after this fight.
There's a lot of DNA on that canvas.
45 seconds to go here. 3rd round of 3. Caros Fodor having his way here in the 3rd and final round. The big question is, has he done enough, or did Jason High do his damage in the first 2 rounds to get this fight with 30 seconds to go?
So I think the real question now is Fodor doing enough to secure in the judge's mind that this was a 10-8 round. Was this fight almost over? Did the punch that he landed that caused the double leg that ended up in this situation.
Look at this.
And here we got Jason High looking for an old plato.
Going high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu there. And Caros
He
Fodor
just uses it as a sweep. It's great he's getting out from the bottom, but runs out of time. Great fight. Very, very game fighters, both these guys. Well-rounded. There's the gash on the side of the head of Jason High. And that's a dandy.
So it is in the hands of the judges after 3 rounds of fighting in the infield of the Daytona International Speedway. The judges will have the final word. We'll have that for you when we return live on NBCSN. Back at the world-famous Daytona International Speedway, the Xfinity race has been postponed until tomorrow, noon Eastern. You'll see it live on CNBC. But the fighting continues on at the inaugural Professional Fighters League here on the infield. It's a muggy night, but we just saw a great fight in the light heavyweight division between Caros Fodor and Jason High as it goes all 3 rounds. Now with the decision, we send it inside to Jazz Securo.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of professional fightings, we go to your judges' scorecards for your winner. Judges Daniel Torres, Roy Silbert, and Howard Reichbach all score the fight 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, Jason High!